Hey, good morning. How are we doing today? We're gonna give it a minute, minute and a half or so to see who else jumps on, and then we'll get started. So we've got I got my handy dandy clipboard right here. We've got hey, good morning. Got a strength workout for you today, mostly strength based. We're not going to be doing a bunch of cardio. So Julie, if that's you that just jumped on, you're in luck. No big cardio stuff today. So we're going to focus on strength stuff. Goal is to get you out of here. Goal is to be done in about 45 minutes or so. So we'll be done. It's about 6:45 right now, Central Daylight Time, and goal is to be done by 7:30-ish. So not a real long workout today, but I think you're going to feel like you get a lot out of it anyway. We'll start with a little warm-up stuff. And then we're going to be doing paired exercises. So we're not doing circuits of 3 or 4, or we're not doing my 7x7 workout or 7-round workout. We're just going to do some pairs of simple exercises and go from there. If you don't have a water bottle, now will be a great time to get a water bottle or glass of water set there on your table next to you. So you got some water to sip because you're likely going to need it, and I'd recommend drinking it. We're going to maybe 30 more seconds to see who else jumps on. And if you like having a mat to work out, grab yourself a mat. We're going to be doing some floor stuff. Oh, one other thing. You're going to want a chair. A chair or like an ottoman. You guys know what an ottoman is, right? Not like the conquerors from the Mongol Empire, but no, like a footstool, like a chair or a footstool or a bench or something like that you can both sit on and lay on and put your foot up on. Okay, so you'll need a bench or something like that. I've got something here I'm going to grab when I'm ready for it. So we're going to get started, and I'm going to squint a little bit. Just a little warm-up stuff. I've got my mat right here underneath my feet. Little warm-up stuff. We're going to start with a little leg swing side to side. I'm going to brace myself right here. If you can do this balanced, fantastic. Most of us, we're going to need a little something to hang on to. Just kind of lifting the leg from side to side. This isn't a real fast boom, boom. I'm deliberately lifting in and out. I'm not trying to use as much momentum as possible. I'm not flailing my leg about. Lifting in, lifting out, getting those muscles to actively engage as I do that. Same thing, other side. I'm going to try not to kick the pole while I look at you. Normally, I would face the other direction, so I've got a little more clearance between here and the pole. Now, again, I'm not flailing my leg from side to side, wildly and wickedly, just swinging it almost haphazardly, like sometimes I see people do with this warm-up. I'm deliberately lifting in and out. So there's a little bit of, it's not slow, but it's deliberate. The goal is not only to get that hip joint moving, hey, it's a new hip joint, but to get the muscles 2 and 1 actively engaging so that blood starts to flow through the muscles. Fingers laced together. I'm going to start right in front of my forehead. I'm going to roll to the back of my head, roll back to the front of my head. Just doing that roll, back of my head, forehead, back of my head, forehead. So my palms are pointing at the back of my head, my palms are pointing at my forehead. It's kind of rolling in a circle around my, let's call it the skull cap, shall we? The skull cap. That really is a technical term, I think. So what we're doing here is we're kind of getting those elbows bent, we're getting those shoulders, see those shoulders kind of tipping up and down. And as you do that, those shoulder blades are going to naturally kind of roll around your upper back a little bit. You know, roll is not the exact thing that they do, but they're sliding around there. Reverse direction. So hey, happy Tuesday. I was looking forward to the big storms that they were calling for yesterday, and then at the last minute they called them off, which was extremely disappointing for me. I love a good thunderstorm. Not a thunderstorm that's like going to tear my house apart good, but like some noise. I want to hear some noise. I want to hear some shaking. I want to hear that bass. So we're going to lift the foot up. I'm going to be right here just so I can tap in case I need it for balance. I'm going to lift my foot up and bend my knee, and I'm going to brush my foot along the floor and bring the heel up. It's kind of almost like a really exaggerated bicycle pedal. So bringing that heel up as close to your backside as you can. By backside, I mean your butt. That's a polite term for your butt. And I'm kind of just sweeping that foot along the floor as we go. Knee up, paw back. That exaggerated bicycle pedal motion. Hey, did I see another person jump on? Fantastic. Hey, welcome. I didn't see you join us until just now. In case you missed it, no cardio today. Today is going to be a focus on muscular strength. 2, 1. Same thing, other side. That exaggerated bicycle pedal motion. Getting those joints moving, getting those muscles firing, warming them up some. Getting them used to motion since, you know, it's not even 7 o'clock in the morning yet. Some of us have been up for a while. Some of us may have just rolled out of bed. I'm not going to say who. Wasn't me. Getting some blood, some oxygen moving through those muscles. 2 and 1. Reaching out wide, feeling that stretch, and then coming in tight and give yourself a hug. Out wide, come in tight. What's next? Hip circles. Ooh, you're going to like hip circles, I think. Now, if you missed it during my intro, because I know there's at least one of you that kind of jumped on in the last several minutes. If you missed it during my intro, we're going to need like a chair or a bench or like a footstool, or if you call it an ottoman like I usually do. So one more here. Just something you can sit down to, and then something you can lay on the floor and put your feet up on. You're going to need that as part of the workout today. Now, you probably could do this stuff without that. You're going to get a lot better experience if you have just a chair or an ottoman or a footstool or something like that. Hip circles. Knee bent, we're just going to draw a circle in the air. Circle, circle. And now I'm going to reverse direction on that circle. 4, 3, 2, 1. Feel that hip really rotate. That's really awesome. Okay, circle. It's like a little bit cooler week this week. I'm looking forward to that. It's nicer for running. 2, 1, and then reverse. I can tell I'm tight. I can feel the thunk a little bit. I don't usually feel that, so I must be tight. 2, 1. I rode my indoor bike for close to an hour and a half yesterday, so that could explain it. Fingertips by kind of right behind the ears, but not locked behind the head, just right behind the ears. We're going to bring the elbows together in front and out to the sides. I call this duck wings. As you do those duck wings and you pull the elbows back, I want you to really think about getting the elbows back, almost like you're trying to touch your elbows together behind you, which I know is not possible for normal human beings, like you and me. But the goal is to feel those upper back muscles really squeeze. Two more. All right, so just once through that whole warm-up sequence was great. Hey, welcome. I am so glad you guys are here today. I think you're gonna like this workout today. Like I said, for some of us, you're gonna need a chair. You're not gonna need the chair or the ottoman or the bench or whatever for the entire workout. We're gonna do a variation on a squat to start out. And we've done this variation before. You're gonna recognize it if you've been following these workouts on a regular basis. Oftentimes this is called a foundation squat. What we're gonna do is, rather than trying to keep up really tall in this squat, I'm gonna sit back, lean way forward, and reach out. So I'm trying to get the hips down level with the knees and really reach out and forward and then back up tall. Sit way down and back, reach out to counterbalance and back up. I'm going very slowly and deliberately through this motion. Now you could do this with some light weights, and I would emphasize light weights. Absolutely not necessary. You really need to be ready to add weight to this exercise. That's a lot of torque reaching up overhead like that with that weight. We're gonna go 2 more. Good. I love the way I feel stretched through that exercise. So, one hand overhead, like, yeah, I did it. All right, but I haven't done it yet. I'm about to do it right now. I'm gonna bring my elbow and my knee together. Boom, back up. So it's kind of a standing side crunch. Really reach up at the top of that motion. This is one that would be really good to add a little weight to. 2, 1. At that point where your elbow and your knee come close together, focus on really squeezing that oblique, actively engage that muscle. So squeeze hard, squeeze hard. Don't just go through the motions. I want you to feel the muscles. Two, 1. Going back into that foundation squat. There we go. Now, while I've got your attention, I will mention, for those of you who are local and frequent the Tag Center is scheduled to open back up tomorrow, early AM. Because, and I mentioned this once before, because the Tag Center is opening up now, I'm going to drop down to these virtual workouts 1 day per week. 1 day per week. I'm still going to continue. I enjoy doing these. I think there are other people who enjoy going through them. I'm going 2 more. But the whole reason I started doing them is because there was not a local option for working out, for doing organized physical exercise, because the tag closed up. Well, now that it's summertime, the weather's nice, and the tag is opening back up for regular stuff, 2 and 1. Still not clear on whether the basketball court's going to be open. I have not been in there. They haven't really been in communication with me. I do know, however, and this is disappointing, the pool will not be opening at the tag. Which is very sad. However, there are other pools in the area that are open. 2, 1. The Horicon pool's open. I think the Fond du Lac Family Aquatic Center is open. I think the outdoor water park or whatever in Beaver Dam is open. I think the Ys in the area are open. So if you're looking for an indoor pool to go to, there are options. Foundation squat, here we go. Are you able to get down here to where your hips are about level with your knees? Do you feel that stretch through the back? Especially the low back as you reach up. Three, 2, whoo, lost my balance there. 1, that's what I get for trying to sit way far back and looking over my shoulder while I'm doing it. All right, ready? Woo! I feel like Scott Pilgrim versus the world. Feel those oblique muscles squeeze. Three, 2, 1. Other side. Three, 2, 1. Right on. Made it through the first circuit. Second, ooh, a little plank variation here to start off with. So we're going to do a plank up on the hands. Here's my recommendation to you. Feet a little wider apart, hands a little closer together. You're going to feel a lot more balanced there. We're going to alternate swim, 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 swim. As you do that swim, I want you to focus on feeling, if you know where your lat is, feel the lat on alternating sides engage. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to take that foundation squat that we were doing before. We're going to step it up just a little bit. We're going to go a little single leg, a little hinge. We're going to continue with that overhead reach. Okay, so we're going to step back, reach, and switch off sides. Remember, controlled and deliberate. The faster you go, the more likely it's going to be that you lose your balance in these. Also, the more you talk, and the more you try to look over to your side at the screen of the computer, the more likely it is you're going to lose your balance and embarrass yourself on YouTube. Last one. Good. All right. Goal is to kind of feel that through the hamstrings, through the shoulders. Plank and swim. Hello, I am Dr. Plank and swim. All right. Wide feet, narrow hands, swim, swim. Feel that lat engage. Trying to keep the torso as steady as you can. Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Into that alternating step back, reach. Some good shoulder and hip work today, huh? And core. Experiment, see how much you can bend that knee. See what kind of balance you got, see what kind of stability you got. Woo, balance. Speaking of, nobody's perfect, but everyone can practice. 3, 2, 1. Whew, feel those shoulders, right? That's awesome. Back into that plank and swim. All right. Wide feet, narrow hands, swim, swim. Not a doggy paddle. Four, three, two, one. Yeah. Still two on there. You guys are sticking it out. Good. I'm proud of you. All right. Ready? Alternating side. Step back. Reach. Trying to balance with that step back foot up off the floor. And you'll get why we did not only that foundation squat, but we're also doing this single leg variation. You'll get that when we go into our next set. For this next set after this, that next circuit of exercises, you're going to want your chair or ottoman or other thing that you can support on and sit down on, like I mentioned earlier. Four, three, two, one. All right. So that was circuit 2. Now, I'm going to grab this box over here, because this is what I'm going to use as my thing. You know, I mentioned wanting to have a box or a chair or an ottoman or something of the like. And that's what I've got here. So here's what we're going to do with this. I'm going to face toward you so I can keep my eye on you, watching you. So here's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to show you 2 variations. Just focus this down just a little bit so you can see me a little bit better. Okay, so first, for the kind of level 1 variation. No, I'm going to show you the level 2 first. So the little bit more intense variation, 1 foot off the floor, we're going to stand up on one leg, sit back down on one leg. Stand up on one leg, sit back down on one leg. So this is why we did that foundation squat, why we did that single leg variation to get you prepped to try this. Now, I know that's not easy for everybody, and not everybody's going to be ready for that variation. So here is your scaled down variation on that. Keep 1 foot out in front of you. This leg is straightened out mostly. Heel stays on the floor this time. This on the floor. We're going to do that single leg stand and sit with one heel down on the floor. Okay? So, seeing it from the side, here's the level 1 variation. Here's the level 2 variation. Okay? So that's your variation. Here we go. We're going to do like 10 or 12 on each side here. Okay? I'll let you know we're at 10, and then when we're at 12. If you need to stop at any point before that, you can go ahead and stop. All right? Here we go. So I'm going to stick with this level 1 variation, or the harder variation, level 2. And if you need to swing the arms a little bit just to generate a little momentum, that's all right. There's 10. Other side. Ready? Ooh. Balance is a little tougher on that side. I'm going to go with the scaled down variation here. That leg's a little tired. I don't know why. 10. 12. Right on. Second exercise. We're going to go down on the floor with feet up on the chair. Bridge up, back down. Really trying to push those hips up toward the ceiling. As you do that, focus on engaging through the glutes. Squeeze these sit muscles. We're going to go one more here. Awesome, that was 12. Get yourself a little drink of water. I just got these boxes this week, by the way. You can see the other two back behind me. I just took delivery of these this week. I've been wanting some boxes for a while. I was thinking about making them myself, but I happened across a local carpenter who was advertising that he's making these to order. So I had him make them to order for me, and he delivered them from Beaver Dam to right here in Mayville for me. If anybody is looking for boxes like this, and you want that guy's contact info, I am more than happy to pass it along. He even stenciled them for me so I can tell which sides are which heights. I'm very, very happy with them. They're very sturdy. All right, ready? Here we go. Now, you're inevitably going to feel the quad on this, but I want you to also think about engaging through your hamstring, through the back of the leg, and engaging through the glute as you go up and down. There's 10, 11, 12. Let's see if I can get this leg single leg. I felt a little unstable the first time, which is why I switched down to doing that scaled down variation. I'll probably wind up switching back to scaled down variation here, but let's try it. Oh, maybe not. Eight. I guess I just needed to wake up a little bit. 10. 12. Boom, you did it. Back into that bridge, feet up on your chair, or ottoman, or box, or whatever you got. You got your child there, like on all fours, and you got your feet on your child's back. You know, whatever works for you, right? Here we go, going for 12. Nice and controlled. Feel those glutes engaged at the top and back down. Remember, and I've talked about this a lot in the past. Focus on actively engaging those muscles. And here, the muscles you want to focus on are the glutes, those sit muscles, the big bulgy muscles in your backside. You know that your back pockets cover up. One more is 12. Oh, yeah. You know, after this, we're just going to do one exercise. Right side, left side. So we're getting pretty close to done. It's 7:21. I told you 7:30. I meant it. I meant it. That's not like 7:30 Roy time. That's actually 7:30 time. Here we go. Keep those leg muscles tight and engaged. Focus on hamstring and glute as you feel that quad engage. Engage. Ten. 12. Now remember, I showed you that alternate variation where you keep one leg out in front, heel on the floor. That still places the emphasis on this leg, but it gives you a little more stability and a little more assist from that forward leg. Here we go. We're going to try 10 to 12 on the other side too. Eight. 10. I get tired. 11. 12. Yeah, I'm glad those are done for today. Of course, I'm planning on going out for a run today too, so. Heels down, dig down, lift. We're picking those hips up toward the ceiling, controlling that motion, not flailing through it, engaging actively through the glutes, deliberately through the glutes. We got a lot of pipes in the ceiling. 2 more here. Right on. Now, I promise you just one exercise to finish up, and that's what we're going to do. It's just one exercise to finish up. You don't need that box anymore. You don't need that chair anymore. Wherever you got the ottoman end. I'm going to lie on one side with my feet together. You can either be like this or like this, whichever's more comfortable for you. Okay? Top leg. I'm going to bend and put my foot flat on the floor. You should automatically feel that hip. That's probably going to be a little tired. I'm going to lift this to the inside and down. Remember, deliberate motion. As you do this, you want to feel the inside of the thigh. Lifting that as high as you feel like you can. And then go just a little bit more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Switching sides. Okay. Prop up on your elbow or laying down here. Either way is perfectly okay. Whatever's more comfortable here. Top leg bends and goes down to the floor with your foot. Lift up as high as you can and back down. So many people don't work those muscles inside the thigh. They're called the adductors, the hip adductors, ADD adductors. So you might really be feeling these right now. If you've ever done that knee squeeze machine, last one here, go ahead. If you've ever done that knee squeeze machine at the gym where you squeeze the knees together like this, and you got the 2 paths of squeeze, this is doing that thing. It's working those muscles. Flipping over, assume the position, lift. Four, 3, 2, 1. We did so much today that engages the outside of that hip.
that stabilizes you when you stand on one leg. That we need to do something, I feel, to balance out the inside of that hip, which most people don't usually work, especially guys. Four, three, two, one. One more time on each side. I know you're saying, come on, boy, you said 7:30. It's 7:27. And we're not even at the stretching yet. I know. You wouldn't talk so much, Roy. We'd be done by now. Maybe. Four, three, two, one. Last time on the other side, then we're going to stretch those worked muscles out. 7:28. We might make it to like 7:31 or 7:32. Four, three, two, one. Oh, that was awesome. Don't bang your head in the box, Roy. That was great today. All right, starting out, feet together. Going to grab either to your toes if you can or to your ankles if you can't. Nice tall back posture. Sitting and hinging forward from the hips. Let me show you what that looks like from the side. Here. Okay, so I'm not slouched down. I'm keeping that back tall and pulling myself in so I can feel the insides of those thighs that we just worked. They might feel a little tight-ish. On most people, they are a little tight-ish. Unless you're some like weird gymnast or contortionist or, that can do stuff us normal people can't. We normal people can't. Nice grammar, Roy. All right, we're gonna hold just a few more seconds. I can feel those knees dropping down toward the floor as those muscles relax and let the joints move out. It's 7:30 right now. Like I said, 7:30. You can stop now if you want. You're gonna miss the stretching though. Sometimes stretching is the best part. Quad stretch. Okay. I like to do opposite hand to foot. I feel like it's easier to hold. I feel like it's easier to reach. I feel like it's easier to keep nice tall posture, which is super important in this stretch. We're not slouched down, we're keeping it tall. I also feel like this helps stretch the shin a little bit more than holding on the same side. And I feel like this makes it less likely that you're going to get that quad like way far out to the side, which risks tearing. You don't want that. Trust me, you don't want that. A few more seconds. And then we're going to switch sides. Now I'm going left hand, right foot. I'm just going to balance this one out.
Oh, that feels good. Remember, nice tall posture. Bring that heel up toward your butt. Feel it stretch right through here. Maybe a little bit through here if you're super tight through the hips. Some people are. If you sit at a desk all day, you might be super tight through those hips, and those hips are pulling you forward all the time. Your low back is fighting against those hips, trying to keep you upright. You wind up with low back aches. Those hips might be super tight on you if you sit all day, or a good portion of the day. So think like anybody who works an office job, truck drivers, people who do a lot of road cycling, really tight through the hips, just because of the way you're positioned for a lot of that time. All right, 2 more stretches to finish up. We're at 33. What are you doing to us? Okay. Hand on your wall or your pole, whatever. Cross your leg over in front, reach overhead. Ooh, feel those hip ab abductors. I hope you like today's workout. Gave some good variations in intensity, I think. A little different focus than what we had in some of these strength workouts. Used a prop. Couple more seconds here. All right, and then just ragdoll forward. It's okay to bend the knees a little bit on this. Just let yourself drool. Don't even care whether you touch the floor or not. Not a big deal. Just relax. Oh boy, it's 7:30. Yeah, I know it's 7:35. I said 7:30. All right, let's roll it back up nice and easy. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today, and thanks for sticking out that workout. There was some challenging stuff in there, but the fact that you guys stuck it out, I am super proud of you. You should be proud of yourselves too. Get yourself a drink of water. Get yourself a couple drinks of water, as a matter of fact. And maybe later today, just to loosen up a little bit. We did a lot with the lower body today, and those muscles might want to tighten up a little bit, especially if you do a lot of sitting today. Get out for a walk. Just loosen that lower body up again a little bit later on today. You'll be glad you did. Hope you have a fantastic day. Watch for this again on Thursday morning. And I think I'm planning for Thursday. Did I say 8? Check my post on Facebook on my Roy Smalley Fitness and Wellness Facebook page. I posted it there. But I don't have my calendar in front of me, and it's out of my head. So I'll see you on Thursday morning. Thanks.